Hello Junkies and welcome to another AFJ review of a Marvel Legend. This one is actually Julia Carpenter, aka Spider-Woman, from the new 12th wave, 12 waves of Spider-Man Marvel Legends. So as you can see, we have a massive piece from the Build-A-Figure Molten Man. That's part of this wave. However, we're going to get in here to Julia Carpenter and find out how good this figure really is. This one was kind of a surprise when they announced it. I'm all for more Spider-Man figures. I'm all for more Spider-Woman figures. But it just, is it really in the pop culture zeitgeist right now? So let's get to the figures. So we do have our packaging here. We have all the different figures. We have a little bit about Julia Carpenter right here. She was an Avenger. If you don't know, Spider-Woman, I mean, you have to go way back into the 80s, but Spider-Woman's costume here was actually Spider-Man's inspiration for the costume that would become Venom. That costume was copied during the Secret War, and, you know, it just kept going and going. So she actually had the costume first, which makes you wonder, was the first appearance of that costume worth anything? Because it's kind of a predecessor. So we're going to get to her right now. So let's get to this figure. Surprisingly, this is also the only female character in this entire wave. Now, if you do get the 2-pack, you can get MJ. It's Spider-Man in his, it's a classroom, like his class jacket. But that's from Far From Home. It's not, I mean, I'm sorry, it's from Homecoming. It's not Far From Home. So, now, we did get a bit of a spider web here, which is cool. It's funny how each one of these is different. Like, we got the Spider-Man one on Mysterio, which is the logo, his chest insignia for Far From Home. Here we just have webs. But yet on Beta Ray Bill, we had nothing, just smoke. And sometimes it's like that little extra that really, really matters in the packaging. So, I don't know why I'm complaining about that. I'm just going to throw it away, but I just kind of think it's important. Ooh, so, wow, this is the Molten Man piece. We're doing these first. There will be a full review of Molten Man. We'll link it here, but it's kind of, oh wow, it's kind of translucent actually, so you can kind of see through it. That adds an extra layer to it. Really like that. But this isn't the heaviest piece, surprisingly. So this looks like, yeah, so here we go. This is the chest. Here's the neck. So you can see through it. It's orange, and you can see through it. And then we do have these joints here for the legs. But this is all chest. So we do have, he can twist. But I don't think I've ever seen one so far this big, or can remember one. It was so big that you had to snap this in. But I guess that's just packaging to get him here. But it's really cool. It's too bad you can't drop like a little battery in there and have him light up like he's really molten. But it'll catch the light. So we do have a leg already from Mysterio. He's going to be, this is posing him already. This is how big this beast is going to be when he's done. So this is pretty cool. We'll get to that in a separate review, Junkies. Thank you for tuning in to the Spider-Woman. So we got her out here of the plastic coffin. Let's get her web out. So she has a web hand. So let's take a look here. She has a web hand. So the web is shooting, but the hand is it's part of the joint. So she does come with an extra hand, but no fist. So I was complaining in an earlier review of Mysterio that he came with fists, and I didn't understand why, because wouldn't he just be all hands? Because he's throwing, you know, stuff at you. All right, she came out. Let's do an instant pose. Now, lately, a lot of the female figures we've been reviewing, hold on, we're trying to zoom in here. A lot of the female figures we've been reviewing, they feel brittle, like thin, but they're actually very articulated and well put together. So this is weird. Ever since Toy Fair in New York City at the Hasbro event, I've started to notice hair more on characters, more and more. And I think the new Scarlet Witch in the new Magneto 3-pack that's coming out, I think she has some of the best hair. That is until I just encountered Spider-Woman here. Look at this. The detail of the hair here, we've got different colors. It's like catching the air here, and it goes right over her back, and then it also does this. This is fantastic. They're really sculpting these figures in such a fantastic way. Hasbro's really just doing a better job more now than ever before. She's a little awkward. I don't have any stands here, and I try not to do stands because I think a figure should always stand on its own, especially the first time. like a figure that's been played with for a while. I don't expect that to happen. But let's see if I can get her. She's very, very lengthy. The downside is this is like a curved floor because of the mat. And there she is. She's standing. She's very articulated. Let's change the hand out. Now, the sad part is you only get an extra right hand and not a left hand. So why wouldn't she come with a fist? A fist or even another hand or just a web shooter hand. I don't even know if she shoots webs that way. Let's see here. I do like this. This is different, and they're changing these up constantly. But I think an attachment would have been better, and maybe two fists. And she's very skinny, but it's a good figure. I like her a lot better than Mockingbird when we reviewed her a little while ago. So, yeah, let's turn around here in the back. Great figure. Very thin. Muscular, but not like overly muscular for a female figure. The hair is, again, fantastic. Really nice. Good design. And let's do a close-up here on her face so you guys can get a better look at her face. A little bit of a paint right here, but this is where the plastic comes together. So I just wish that she came with a punching hand. Let's see better. But again, it's all hair. Kind of just wish that they'd come up with some sort of toy system where they could, she could be swinging from webs or she could stick to stuff. So one thing I did like about Toy Biz, where they had magnets in a lot of the Spider-Man figures that you could attach them to things. So I think Julia Carpenter as a female figure is pretty good. And I think it's funny too that as thin as her plastic pieces are, you get this massive hunk of plastic here to make Molten Man. So I kind of thought that when I first saw that she was in the pack, I'm like, oh, she's going to be a peg warmer. But with this, there's no way that that's going to happen. So let's do a comparison here. And thankfully, in our comparison today, we're going to be able to compare her to the Marvel hero, female hero of the hour, or maybe of the year, actually, because her movie did so well. We got Captain Marvel. So there's the two figures side by side. Gives you a sense of their the height. She's a decent sized figure. Not too different. The Mohawk always makes her look taller. We'll do them back to back here. You get a better sense of their sizes. Yeah. So, again, and I've been doing this one, I did this one with another one because he's such a cool figure, but he's also such a monster of a figure. There's Beta Ray Bill right next to her. So you get a size. These are the same price. But remember, again, you get this massive hunk of plastic with Spider-Woman. So I think she's cool. Would it be the first one I would grab? No, it would not. I'd probably wait and try to grab her a little bit later. But then again, if you want to build Molten Man, you're not going to really be able to do it without this main part. This part holds all the other pieces together. So, not Jessica Drew, it's Julia Carpenter. Good figure, like her, but I'd probably grab another one before I grabbed her. She'd probably be one I'd try to get on a sale or try to get, in discount rack. Good figure, just not my favorite character to buy. Later, junkies.